Welcome, Crawford Barbecue World Headquarters. Here today with my good friend Brian Greco.
Hey, Brian.
He's going to make his soon-to-be world-famous artichoke, grilled out on a nice hot fire. How do you do it?
Well, I wish I could take credit for this. This was kind of a typical family recipe that we did on Sundays, and I grew up in the Central Coast of California, and so artichokes are from that area. And this is just a standard, typical artichoke that you would get during the summertime. And I'm going to ask you a quick pop question here, Brian,
Sure.
as I prep this one.
Yeah.
Do you know what type of plant an artichoke is?
Green.
Not a lot of people know, but it's a thistle.
A thistle?
Yeah, that's right. And so what I'm doing right now is
A green thistle.
I'm cutting off the edges here where the thorn is, and we're just going to prep that as I cut this thing up and shave it as we prepare this. I've already done 3 of them already, and the trick to doing these is boiling them first to where you blanch them for about 10-15 minutes where you make it soft. And I've got it in a bath of ice water and lemon juice, and the lemon juice is actually going to preserve the color.
Oh, okay.
And that's what we're doing here, and that's why I've got the lemon out.
So you take off the thistles, put it in lemon juice and water, ice water bath.
That's right. So just as I've done, trim this up to make it nice and pretty. You can see the nice color purple on the inside of here, because when these bloom as a flower, they are absolutely incredible. Oh. And so we've got these ready. Got a pot behind us that's been boiling and some salt water, as you can see, and we're just going to bring this up to a rumble, and then we're going to let this set. And then in between that, what we're going to do here is make the sauce that I like to use, and it's very simple, basic ingredients. I've got minced garlic, fresh garlic. I've got chopped shallot. That's right, I was thinking onion, shallot, and you can use white onion if you prefer, or yellow onion. I'm doing a shallot today because it actually has more of an aromatic flavor to it.
I like shallots.
Yep. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a cube of butter in a fry pan. And this is salted butter. We're going to bring that to a melting point.
It's this one, actually.
All right. And then that's when I'm going to fry up my garlic and my shallots together. I'm going to put my shallots in first because they've got more water content in them, and kind of let that evaporate out. And then I'm going to throw my garlic so I don't burn it. And then we're going to use a really good olive oil. This is actually one of my favorites here, this Rustico. And it's a Sicilian oil. It's got a lot of flavor to it, but it's not too peppery. And we're going to add some white wine to it. So in between, when you're looking for a white wine, I always tell people you want to try to find something very bone dry, kind of like a champagne. So this here is a Chardonnay from France, so it's technically from Burgundy, so white
Does
Burgundy.
it have an attitude? Because the French are known for the attitude. So.
I would just say they're misunderstood.
Misunderstood? Well, so you like to make these for an appetizer?
I do. They're great to snack on, and I put them on, and you know, they're just great to pick at, and it's a nice kind of social family style appetizer, or could be a meal if you decided to, if you want to take down a few of them.
Yeah.
So you can see that butter starting to break down. You don't want to burn it, but you just want to bring it to where it's melted out. And then now I want to add my shallots in here. And you can start to smell the aromatics just coming off and permeating off of the shallot here. It's got a very, very strong scent to it. And this is going to be the base of our sauce here. We're going to do the same here with the garlic. So we're going to start blanching. And like I said, talking about maybe 10-15 minutes for each one of these. So now, as you can see, I'm going to use that white wine. I'm going to pour the white wine in to thin the sauce out, and I want to burn the alcohol off. And you can smell the alcohol mixing with the onion are the shallots and the garlic there and the butter. I think, you know, for your viewers out there that like to have grilled vegetables, this is just a real simple, easy way to grill up vegetables beyond salt and pepper.
Yeah.
You know,
It's always good to have something to go along with your protein.
That's right. So I'm just taking a nice eggplant, and you know, it's really you're limited to your own imagination when it comes to different types of vegetables to use. I like eggplant, and so I'm going to cut the eggplant up into relatively thick
About a half
slices
inch there.
Yeah. And what we're going to do is we're going to put these directly on the grill.
Okay.
And season it with my mixture over there.
Oh, okay.
And you can see that my mixture is starting to get to a rumble. So I'm going to give it a quick stir, and then I'm going to add my oil in. And I'm going to reduce my temperature so that nothing gets burned.
I see you're just eyeballing it, but about how much you putting in there?
I'm putting about a quarter of a cup in.
Quarter of a cup?
Yep. And so between the two fats that I already have of butter and then the oil mixed with the white wine, it's just going to bring this to a really, really nice consistency, which gives you a layer of various flavors. And that's what we're going to end up sprinkling or rubbing, basting on the vegetables.
On the vegetables, both the eggplant and the...
Yeah.
I'm sure I've had eggplant, but I can't think of it off the top of my head what it's going to taste like. So I'm excited to see what we got.
Yeah, so this was kind of a typical thing that we would have on Sundays. My dad's Italian, and we would grow a lot of vegetables in the garden, and one of them was eggplant. And so we had tomatoes, eggplant. We always had artichokes on Sundays because there was an old Italian lady we'd see at Mass every Sunday, and she had a ranch, and she'd give us a whole bag of artichokes every Sunday. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So Brad, can you see how this is starting to really change?
Like everything's broke down. It's like a solid liquid almost.
That's right. And then as you can see with the artichokes themselves, they're starting to blanch. And the color on them is getting that more vibrant green. There's still that purple that you get on the back end of the plant there. And once these get blanched, we're going to put these to the side, and we're going to basically let them chill at room temperature just to get the heat off of them. And then I'm going to cut them in half. And the reason they call them an artichoke is because the thistle on the inside will actually cause you to choke if you eat it. And so what you do is you take that out, and I take a spoon and a sharp knife, and I just kind of carve around that. And then that's what I'm going to use as my base to baste with the mixture over here.
Awesome.
And welcome back. So after blanching the artichoke for about 15 minutes, all you're going to do is cut from the stem of the artichoke down the center, and you want to make sure that you've got a nice, good, sharp knife. It's got proper weight to it, and you're going to drive that all the way through to where you split them open, like you can see here. And the reason they call it the artichoke is because here's the choke itself. We're going to carve that out to basically make a nice little pocket to where you're going to put your basting of the mixture that I was making of that. Shallots, garlic, butter, white wine, and olive oil. You can see as I carve that out, it's all that fiber of the choke itself. And either with your fingers or a sharp spoon, you extract that. And as we step back, we've got my oil, butter and garlic mixture like we were talking about, white wine. We're going to baste it with that on the grill itself with just a brush. Follow me outside. So I'm just taking my artichoke and basting it with the mixture we were making earlier. Want to get a lot of that fat in between. And this is the spot right here where I really like to make sure that You get a lot of that flavor. And then we're gonna sit that on a grill at about 500 degrees. The eggplant, I just dip it right in, brush it, and put it directly on the grill. Like all things, I like to use an indirect heat, or at least having these grates in place because of the fact that you're using a lot of fat to prevent those flare-ups or protect against it. You only need to put them on for 5 minutes on each side. You just want to get that grill mark, and once you get that grill mark, flip it over and you can see how beautifully these cook. Like all things with vegetables, in my opinion, you want to keep them al dente, where you have that texture and that flavor with them. And so we've been able to roast them on a couple minutes on each side, basted them, and we're ready to pull these off. Got the eggplant. Now we've pulled them off the grill, I just like to dust them with fresh breadcrumbs and Parmesan cheese. And once we've done that, that'll kind of soak into the oil and butter that's in the mixture. And we're ready to go.
They look delicious.
Yeah, grab one, Brian. So all I do is start from the end and start peeling back and chowing away. And as you get closer to the heart, it'll be more and more tender.
The white meat there, you just kind of pull it off with your teeth?
Mm-hmm. And you got all that flavor.
And like you said, the closer you get to the middle, the better it is.
That's right.
These first couple layers are not where all the goodness is. Get in there, that's good back there. Fong, come over here and try one of these. See if we get the Fong approval.
Dino?
Yeah. Hey, that's perfect,
Perfect for it.
Perfect for it.
Oh, yeah.
Get in the middle of this thing. This is where all the meat is.
And for all my California brethren out there, this is vegan.
Yeah. Yeah, but vegans really aren't watching this show. Well, thanks a lot for watching. Check out for new videos coming out all the time. Like us on our Facebook, follow us on our YouTube. Check out my Instagram. Go to crawfordswithasbbq.com to buy all the great products. Have a good one.
All right.